Hello, I'm Joey Haskins, and welcome back to You've Never Seen, in which I showcase a movie you've probably never seen before. One of the most prominent film studios that arose in the past decade is A24. And how could it not be? It quickly went from independent studio to fully fledged company. They've won several awards, including a couple Best Pictures, have grown a fan base, they've got a store, and they've rose to prominence. There are a very unique set of films in the A24 library, and I could cover any one of them on this show. Spring Breakers, A Most Violent Year, Ex Machina, The Witch, but today I want to cover one of their first films. Every now and again we get a film that covers a topic that is very polarizing, but sometimes the way it's portrayed in the film can be lost in translation. One of those topics, and the one we're covering today, is abortion. There are a few films about abortion, but again, in the wrong hands, it could lead to the wrong message being placed. I find that the best way to portray such a topic is from a woman's perspective. And in researching, there's actually quite a bit of films about abortion that were made by women. A lot of which I haven't seen, unfortunately. I was originally going to do Unpregnant this week, but in rewatching it for the first time since it came out, I figured maybe a different film would have been better to cover. Case in point, A24's ninth film, Obvious Child. Obvious Child is a 2014 film written and directed by Gillian Robespierre. It's based on a 2009 short film called by the same name and written by Robespierre along with Anna Bean and Karen Maine. Milton resident and comedian Jenny Slate would star in that original short and is the star of this film. She plays a struggling comedian who, after getting dumped by her boyfriend, has a one-night stand with a stranger and ends up pregnant, resolving to get an abortion. The reason why I decided to do this film is because it follows all the ups and downs of Slate's character Donna as she grapples with the idea of even getting an abortion. On the outside, it may seem normal, but there are a lot of mental repercussions from it. She struggles to even tell people that she's pregnant. Robespierre had made the film because she was frustrated with films that misrepresented unplanned pregnancy on screen. Movies like Juno and Knocked Up weren't getting it right, and both of those films were made by men. Robespierre, along with Bean and Maine, wanted to make a movie where a woman got pregnant, got an abortion, and didn't regret it. That's how the short film came about. When it came time to extend it into a film, Robespierre and Maine received help from the producer of the film, Elizabeth Holm, to write it. They sent it out to get studios to finance it, and sure enough, they ended up getting 4 production companies to fund it. That, along with grants from Rooftop Films, the Tribeca Film Institute, and the San Francisco Film Society, would allow them to put together a budget of $1 million. Which is a lot of money, but for a film budget, that's nothing. Along with Slate, the film also stars Jake Lacy as Donna's love interest, Gabby Hoffman as her best friend, and Polly Draper and Richard Kind as Donna's parents. The film was shot in the surprisingly short amount of time of 18 days in and out of the New York City area. It made its premiere at Sundance in 2014. In fact, in order to get it to Sundance, Robespierre set up a Kickstarter to earn himself enough money to send it there, making around $37,000 just 3 days before it premiered at the festival. It's a film that was pulling its own weight from start to finish. Advertising for the film would call it the abortion comedy, which, although honest, is reductive, and Robespierre thought so too. But she was happy that the word abortion did make it onto the poster. Although the film had a lot going against it, it still made over $3 million. But a film like this doesn't really matter how much it made or who saw it, but more about if what it said was good. And sure enough, everyone would praise the film. Critics at the time called it great for not including any political message and staying neutral. Well, that's not really true 10 years later, but I do agree that it does portray abortion as humane. Whatever the message, it satisfied all the people it was meant to and irritated all the people it was supposed to. There are quite a few films out there about abortion, and while it's a sensitive subject that could be misinterpreted, it helps to research a bit about what you're watching so that you aren't tricked into believing something that's not true. Me personally, I think that a woman has the right over her own body and deserves to have the choice of what to do with an unplanned pregnancy regardless of what other people think. The reality is that a lot of people don't agree with that, and that right has been altered since this film came out. But a movie like Obvious Child can help normalize it and make it so that when Roe v. Wade is reinstated, and it will be, that people have an idea of what to do. You can watch Obvious Child for free on demand at Pluto TV, or you can check it out at your local library. With Weston Media Center, I'm Joey Haskins, and I'll see you all next time.